embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my life. Stop looking at me. Good evening. It's an honor to be here. With all the people in this room, I only felt comfortable addressing this group with a beer in my hand, because that's the way I address most of these people. So as Matt said before, it's very nice that you have someone from, I guess, the early days, they knew them when, then someone who they played a mentor to, and then someone to kind of cap off the evening. And you have Bill Raftery to introduce Sean, and then I'll be introducing Bill here momentarily, which means I'm in the same category as Bill Raftery, which is a disgrace. It really is. It's just, I'm either seen as very old or someone who likes to have grown-up drinks too often. As you know, Bill used to be a colleague of ours at ESPN, and now in one of the worst management decisions in the history of our company, he's no longer with us, and he's at Fox and doing a great job, which means he does Big East games, which means Bill doesn't come to Syracuse as often. In a related story, that Budweiser plant out in Baldwinsville, they saw their product go down 10% in usage January to March of 2014. I don't know if it has anything to do with Billy, but it's an honor to be here with you. It is. Brief word about Sean. It ties into Bill Roth. So I got on campus here, thought this TV thing was going to not work out, thought I was going to write for the Daily Orange, came up to WAER. It's the first weekend, and I walk into WAER, no idea, no concept of what I'm about to walk into, that it's going to change my life, give me the subset of my closest friends for 30 years, and I hear, hey, Sean McDonough just got a job at TV 38 in Boston, we have to go help him move. Who the hell is Sean McDonough? Why do I care? Why do I want to help him move to Boston? And if he's a graduate, what is he still doing hanging around here? Look, I knew none of this. In any case, in the ensuing 3 decades, Sean has become an unbelievable friend, incredibly talented broadcaster, and one of the great thrills of working the Open Championship, the British Open Golf Tournament, is that we actually get to work together on a regular basis for the last few years, and it means a world to me to be here on Sean's night as well. So congratulations, pal. It's awesome. For the rest of you, this is a nightmare. This is a bunch of sportscasters with a microphone and no clock to stop. This is what hell sounds like. So good evening. Get comfortable. I'm just gonna go through this brief. Bill has this great saying. I don't know if you've heard it, from the blue waters of the Chesapeake Bay. Not gonna go there. So, I can give you another Virginia Tech story about Bill, and it's the first football game I broadcast in September of 1985, and it's Syracuse at Virginia Tech. And I was a sophomore, and apparently the history of the station, that's a big deal that I was doing a game, except the fact that Bill changed all the history of the station in terms of how young he was doing the things he did, because he was great when he showed up here, and got even better along the way. And the first football game I broadcast was with Bill in Lane Stadium in 1985. Scott Schwade's return to punt. Our team wasn't good enough, and they lost to Virginia Tech. And I remember driving past and driving in. I had never been to, what do you say? You say Chesapeake Bay, hills of Tennessee. All I know is that Virginia Tech had freaking cows in front of the stadium. And I said, where in the world are we? And we drove down and did the game, and it was one of those experiences that I'll never forget, because it got my career started. It was the first football game I ever broadcast. And then when I go back and do Thursday nights for ESPN, there's Bill. Bill's more popular than the governor of Virginia. Frank Beamer wins a bunch of games, so I put him at the top of popularity at Virginia Tech, because he really put that football program, and in turn the university, on much more of a national scale. After that, Bill Roth's the most popular person for Virginia Tech. No, all the basketball coaches, nice guys, have been incredibly unaccomplished in their record. But there are kids who run around that area who scream touchdown Tech when they're playing football in the backyard, when they're playing on weekends and being recruited. Those kids, and now parents, have grown up hearing Bill Roth say touchdown Tech. And for all of us, we've all done a lot of things in our career, the people in this room, all accomplished in many different ways. Bill is associated with a state, with a team, with a program in a way very few people are ever associated with something they care about. And it's pretty special, and it takes a special person to do that. That means good times, bad times, wins, losses. It's that old Vince Scully line, Hank, that we were talking about yesterday. People in LA for years, they didn't believe it happened in a Dodger game unless Vince Scully said it happened, even if they saw it with their own eyes. And that's the way the people at Tech feel about Bill. That's the way all of us feel about Bill. Paul hit all the headlines. He was the talkative one of our roommates, the two of us together. But simply put, when we got here, Bill taught us that we should be ready to go. And we shouldn't be college kids. We should act older. And it helped our group become much more respected on campus. It helped our group when we go out and about and interacting with people. And Bill set a tone for all of us that our group followed. And Matt said that our group had a lot of successful people, many of whom are in the room tonight. Bill set the tone for that and meant a lot to all of us as we were growing up. So we can never thank you enough for that. When Bill was growing up in Mount Lebanon High School, Pennsylvania, as Paul said, he went to a hockey rink. The guys like Bob Printon, Lanny Fratteri, and Mike Lang, those were the play-by-play announcers Bill would listen to. KDKA was one of those great radio stations that we don't think of anymore in the terms of in the days of satellite radio, because you could put 1020 on the AM radio at night, all the way up and down the East Coast, and hear this station. And for the young broadcasters, that's what got them fueled. Bill lived in that town. He got to intern at KDKA, got to meet some of those people. And the great thing is, Bill didn't become that guy in Pittsburgh, but he became that guy from Virginia Tech. And he's associated with that team for a long time. They had a great ceremony at halftime that you're going to see in a moment here, honoring Bill for a quarter century of calling Tech games. It's hard to believe that you started 22, is that right? 22 as the voice of Virginia Tech. And is in year 27 starting next week. That's extraordinary stuff when you think about much more than half of Bill's life has been the voice of the Hokies. Much of Raf's life has been, you can finish the rest of that. Bill is in the Virginia Sports Hall of Fame. That's a big deal. Bruce Smith went in when you went in? Was that right? Who went in?
Cornell Brown.
Cornell Brown, I'm sorry. But Bill's in the Virginia State Hall of Fame for sports. That's a huge deal. I would guess if you asked Bill, without the folks from Virginia present, he would tell you that this means more. Because this is, as it is for many of the people in the room, it is family, it is soul, it is memories, it's connection of guys who understand each other, as I described to Doug Sherman's wife earlier tonight, that we're just a bunch of chatty Cathys who are nerds. And we'll talk and talk and talk about the most insignificant, meaningless things that have ever happened and want to keep doing it all night long. We are all very much alike, and we are like very few people around. And that's what makes the connectivity from Hank Greenwald to Costas to Marv to Dick Stockton, Ian Eagle, Beth Mowens, all of us going forward, the group that's back there that helped really pull this thing together. That's what makes our fraternity unique, special, and different. And one of the absolute leaders of our success that hopefully our group from the 80s has passed on, as it was passed on by Sean McDonough and Greg Papa and that group. Bill's the main reason our group is successful. So I'm glad all you guys are here tonight to help celebrate that. One of the individuals involved, Andrew Allegretta, has a great video that he helped pull together, that pulled together some of the people from Bill's world, which I believe is ready, I hope.